Hello, welcome to my finished library. Well everyone, it is done. After a lot of hard work, a lot of sweat, not really any tears, so that's nice. A lot of umming and ahhing, a lot of standing and staring. My library is in its next stage. Now, I do want to compare it to a Pokemon because I definitely think there are more stages that it could go through. But for now, it's in its next level up stage. So, as I promised, let's do a tour of my new library setup and all the bookshelves in my house. Now, I just did a quick count and I have more than 13 bookshelves, but 13 of them have books on them. So we're going to count it as 13 bookshelves in this house. Now, I am going to give you a tour of not just this room, the living room, the bedroom, but also my husband's library. So you get a full scope of the whole house. Should we just call this house a library instead? I don't know, maybe. Anyway, I know this video is going to be long enough as it is, so let's just jump straight in at the beauties behind me, and then we'll go around to the new shelves in the house. I'm a little bit of out of frame because the shelves are considerably taller than me and I'm only 5'2". So we're going to start with the top little corner and we're just going to talk through shelf by shelf and what's in them. So let's start over this side, if you can see. So all up here, I actually have my vintage books, we're going to call them. So I have quite a few very special editions. Some of them need minor repairs. A lot of them I've collected from vintage stores or I've found online or all over the place. So there is quite a few of them. I have tried to collect my favorites to make it quite nice. And then I've got some other special editions, and then I have my shorter special editions. I can't remember what version these are called. I also have some trinkets. So I have my little mushroom because I love mushrooms. We've got my Narnia. I've got a Globe Theatre postcard that I really want to frame. So we're going to frame that eventually. Switch to the handheld to make my life a little bit easier. But I also then have these candles. These are battery operated ones from IKEA. So what you do is you tap your hand over the top and they turn off. And then you can tap them and turn them on. I like them because I can replace the batteries. There's only 2 batteries for them and they last quite a while and they give off this nice glow and they don't make a ticky sound like some of the others. But anyway, I have Agatha Christie vintage editions right here, and then I have my Jane Austen section with a Jane Austen mug, a Jane Austen head. It's meant to be a pencil holder, but I have a feather in there. I've got some more of my larger leather-bound classics. So these are both Barnes & Noble as well as vintage editions. I have some apothecary things that I use for photos. They've just got, this is like meant to be a gin mix, but I just love the bottle. This is bathing salts. This is some quartz points because I'm that cool. Next down, I have my new Baker Street Lego, which is a book nook. I'm just going to move this over. It is absolutely gorgeous. And then if I zoom back here for you, I also have some of my Terry Pratchett's. I have my Lewis chess pieces, my magnifying glass for when I dressed up as Sherlock Holmes for Book Week, and then I have some more paperback versions. I have my little Jane Austen, which actually should go up here. Let's going to move her there. Anyway, and then I have this Sherlock Holmes pin that I'm going to put over there, and then I have Bronte and Shakespeare here. I'm just going to put my candle back in that corner. Next shelf down is paperbacks, but they're more paperback fantasies, I'm pretty much going to call them. So I've got Jennifer L. Armentrout series. I have obviously another candle. I have a mug. I have a coin jar, but I just love the artwork on it. Arlene Adler, and then some of my other ones. These are pretty much independently published ones. There's a few traditionally published ones in there. And then next down, we have more paperbacks here. So we have all my larger paperbacks. So some are sent to me from publishers, some are ones that I've been collecting for quite a while. It's one of my favorite series is just there. No trinkets on that one because they don't fit. And then the last shelf down the bottom here, we have more standard paperbacks as well as the Twilight series. A Candle is the big pumpkin. Then we have the Serpent and Dove series with the mug and dagger thing that comes with it, and some other ones that I've had in my childhood. Now, the next one is my sprayed edges. Now, they're not perfect. I do have plants as well scattered throughout. Now, they're not perfect. I have tried to put them in color order, but I kind of have to squint, and then some of them stand out, like this pink. This one here should probably be up near the pink ones, but you know, it's best as I can get. So up the top here, we've got just sprayed edges. I'm just not going to go through each and every one of them, but if you see some that you know, leave me a comment down below. A few of them are a little bit hard to tell what they are. This is my dragon. I'm going to move my dragon over. But some of them you might be able to guess. Maybe not. But I have tried to continue them all the way down and across. And then I have this little mushroom guy, and this mushroom glows in the dark too. I've tried to make it like overgrown forest, but not damaging books. The next section down here is kind of my witchy paperbacks that I absolutely love. I've pretty much read all of them. And then we've got the black and the green sprayed edges there. Down the bottom here is we have the continuation of the witchy paperbacks, and then we have the Kristen Ashley series, and I am collecting them in her new set as well, and I'm trying to get the old ones as much as I can. We've got House Moving Castle stuff. Of course, my House Moving Castle pin canvas. Absolutely love making them. I've just bought 2 more canvases, so I'm going to make some more. And then down the bottom here, we have Tate James, another pumpkin candle, and then some more independently published and traditionally published books that are kind of like the dark romantasy or dark romance series, kind of. I don't know what you want to call them. I'm trying to not make this too long, but I do have my ladder. I'm going to put this back. I normally put it in the classic section. Anyway, up the top here, we've got my shorter, kind of a mix of YA as well as fantasy hardback. So these are all the hardback section, essentially. I've got my Agatha, of course. The next section down is one of my faves. So on this one, I do have another candle, another mushroom that always falls over, but we're going to leave him there. We've got the Bridge Kingdom series in the the not traditionally published, and then we have some more pretties. You can tell I'm still reading Light Lark. I leave the bookmarks in if I'm still reading them. We've got Darker Shade of Magic, and another mushroom. Next one down is kind of, this is more like my picturesque section. So this is where I do like hold my book and all that kind of stuff. So we've got Madeline Miller series, and yes, there is a bit of staining on there. Don't worry, it's not mold. I've checked. And then we've got some beautiful trinkets. We've got my glasses from Wicked when I went and saw it in Melbourne with my sister. We've got a secret Society of Irregular Witches, which is one of my favorites. And oh my God, can the next book come out already? And then we have the Kingdom series. I don't know what this series is called, but I do have a bookmark from, who's it from? I don't know. It's probably Outcrate, knowing me. Then we've got more mushrooms. And then we've got my Belladonna series. Now, the Belladonna one of the hardback is actually just there. Spoilers. and I didn't want to put it with the others. The next one down, we have the Prison Hero series, which I'm still yet to read. The last one, I can't remember if that's the last one or that's, anyway. We've got the Romeo and Juliet retelling. We've got more witchy books, and then we've got my Wanda Pop. She's amazing. Oh my god, I hunted that one down where she's floating with the book. It is everything. I have my gorgeous teacup. We have the Night Moth in there. And then if we go the next one down, we've got my larger hardbacks with a mix of trinkets with them. And then we have my Inuyasha, Kagome, and Kikyo. Kilala, sorry. That's Kilala. Oh my gosh. My apologies. And then down the bottom is my larger hardbacks. Now you notice that I've got alternating ones facing out. I have room to grow, people. I have room to grow. Do I really need to grow that much more? Yes, I do. I need to actually count the books, so that's a later problem. Anyway, let's go to the little guy in the corner. Now, up the top, I have my Powerless section. I did originally have the covers flipped around so you saw the reverse dust jacket, but I've put them back. And then the next one is I have my Scarlet St. Clair series, and then I have this gorgeous mug. The mug is meant to be for a Cruel Prince, or The Cruel Prince. I have read the book. Didn't enjoy it, but anyway, I know, shock horror. The next is an Emily Wilde section. Have I read it? No, it is on my TBR for this year, and it's actually part of my book club. Next one down, we have A Curse So Dark and Lonely. Now, I did put a candle here, not a candle, sorry, the rose here from Beauty and the Beast. I did run out of room in my Beauty and the Beast section out in the living room. Spoilers. And I also have this tea towel / wall hanging, which is for the Kingdom, that I have never hung up, but maybe one day. One day. I thought it'd be cute for when I do pictures with it, but I also got it in a book box. So how can I? No, I got it for getting special ordering that book. Okay, next one down. Okay, the next one down is a Leigh Bardugo section. Now, I do have some more Leigh Bardugo in the other section, as well as the sprayed edges, but, you know, sprayed edges got to be in the sprayed edge section. And then right down the bottom, I have my large Harry Potter illustrated edition. Okay. Now this side is done, I'm just going to do a quick count and find out how many books I have on this wall, write it down, so then we can move on to the next one. So we have, me, has 351 books on this wall. I have a lot more behind you and everywhere else in the house. So let's show you the rest of this room and continue our counting. Okay, so this is my new desk. I've got, on this side is my journaling set up. So I have my journaling arm. I have changed it since the original video. This arm doesn't really move that much because I want more of a fixed position and to make it a bit more consistent. I have my bookmarks across the top, and I have a beautiful plant coming down, which is fake, of course. I've got my little drawers that actually contain some of my items that I use for journaling. I've got this new cute little mushroom here. I've got the mushroom in the little cloche, I think it's called, and I do have some crystals down the bottom. I do have my candle. I'm trying to keep it away from the plastic stuff. This is my new book that I'm pulling apart because it is missing bits already and it has been annotated. It's a previous teacher copy, but I'm using this for journaling now. And then across here, I have my key light. I also have up hanging on the window, excuse my destroyed shed out the back. Anyway, I have Kingsley, my key light. This is my gigantic monitor. It is a LED, I believe, 4K monitor. There's me in the background. Hi. It is one of my favorite things. My husband got it for me, and oh, bless, we got it so cheap too. And then down the bottom here, we have a little niffler. I have some pens. I have my sound bar. I have calcifer. I have bell. I have my mic in the back, and then I have my iPad on this side that I use for both the webcam in it, because it's also an amazing webcam, but also as a dual screen. And then down the bottom here on this side, I have my new retro keyboard, which I love. I've got my mouse, and I do hide some of my stuff under here as well. A little bit of spoiler for you. On this side, if you can see, the iPad's normally vertical, so you can normally see behind it. Let me just rotate. So I have my other cabinet on this side. I also have my journal. I have an LED light, which is also from IKEA. And then this is where I keep most of my pens that I use every day and my headphones. But it is a sit-stand desk, so it is really good. Only problem is it's a little bit tall for me, so I need to work that out. I've got an Alex drawer, printer, garbage bin, and then my chair. Let me just put this back. This chair is from IKEA as well. I do need to get one that is a bit higher up for me, but I'm just going to squish it under here. Hopefully it doesn't destroy the printer. There we go. Yeah, so that's the desk. Now to the important part. Are you ready for the new addition to the library? We needed more shelves. We need more room. So we added more room. These shelves are actually from the living room, so you'll see the difference soon. If you've seen my previous episodes, this is episode, I don't know, 4, I think, 5. This is episode 5. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I set up display shelves for my favorite series, and it's time to have a close look. You got a little bit of a sneak peek when I was putting them together, but now let's go through it in depth because I've changed a few things and added things as always. So what I've tried to do with these shelves is I've tried to make them my special edition / favorite book series, as well as extras on the bottom. So we'll start with Sarah J Maas over here and we'll work our way across. We're going to start with the Sarah J Maas section. It's actually 3 shelves of Sarah J Maas, just FYI. Okay, so we have the Court series across the top. I do have a couple of different things that I will show you. Hopefully you can see them. I have a plant with a niffler in it. I have a new pin canvas that I've done recently. I have a reel on that. I have my beautiful tin from Lit Joy Crate, I believe. And then I have my special edition, bookmarks. This one kind of reminded me of Feyre. Not so much the red hair, but Meredith with the bow and fantasy vibes. You get what I mean. And then on this side, we've got the original series. I did make this window recently. Isn't it cute? It's meant to be Valaris. And then we've got another pin canvas. This one is from when A Quarter Mist and A Quarter Frost and Starlight come out. Wing candle, and then I have a tea tin at the back there. If we go down to the next shelf, I'm actually going to go handheld now. So as we go down, even though, anyway, I have this Sarah J Maas. It's meant to be like the different courts and seasons pin flag that I have most of my Sarah J Maas themed pins on, except for the bunny rabbit down the bottom. Anyway, behind that, I have my throne of glass items. This is a dagger I've had for a very long time. And then we have my other pin canvas. This is Geralt of Riviera, or as I like to call him, Rowan. The next one down is the House series, or I can't remember what the name of the series is. Crescent City, that's it. Oh my gosh. And I have the special editions here. I have this beautiful bookmark that is just gorgeous. And then I have my Fairy Loot tarot cards. Then right down the bottom, I have my graphic novels, poetry, and manga mix. Okay, if we go on this side, we've got Bonded by Thorns series. What's the Briar something, Beast of Briar series, I believe it is. And I have a cute little mushrooms everywhere because it is just aesthetic AF. I do have a special edition of Bonded by Thorns by Fairy Loot that I have in the sprayed edges section. Then on this side I have my Fourth Wing, and then another pin canvas that I just love. These are the pins that I'm using, by the way, which are all from our crate as well. So I have a bookmark, I have the necklace as well, which is just adorable. The next section down is my Sorcerer of Thorns section, which I just love Sorcerer of Thorns. I really wish Margaret Rogerson would come out with more, but anyway. And then I have my Mummy / What the River Knows section. These are sprayed edges as well, but because I want to have them on display and I don't have another copy, they're on this side. So they are adorable, are they not? And then I have the Mummy, and then I have Stargate hidden in there. I have my Cauldron TBR, Cauldron of Chaos we called it. I'm still a bit behind on that. I need to go through it. Let's go to the next section. So the next part down, I have Assistant to the Villain. I have an extra edition. I have some tabs that I use to annotate. And then this is my Stephanie Garb shelf, which has got Once Upon a Broken Heart and Caravel series on this one. I finally read Caravel. Aren't you proud of me? Now I need to read Legendary. And then right down the bottom, I have book sleeves, I have journals, and I also have extra stationery items and colouring in over in the corner. Now I'm going to go through and count these shelves. There won't be as many as the other one, obviously because they're bigger, but I really love how they turned out. They're just so cute. I have so much more room, and it just feels a little bit more put together in here. I do need to sort out the chair. That's a later problem, but let's get to counting the books, shall we? A2, A3, 83. Okay, in this room, not including the books that I pull apart, we have 434 books in the main library. Now let's head off to the living room and see what I've done in that space. Welcome to my living room. This is one of 3 shelves. There's technically 6 shelves in this space, but we're only going to count these 2 and the one over there. So let's have a look, shall we? Okay, now I do classify these as our nerdum shelves or our collection shelves. Essentially where we house 99% of our pops, and by we I mean me. And yeah, keep all our stuff that isn't just books out here. So let's go through it, shall we? Because there's quite a bit. I'm not going to go as in depth as I did with the other library space. Obviously, this contains Harry Potter in this section. So if you want to jump to the Star Wars section, I will leave that time-stamped below for you. Okay, let's have a look, shall we? Up the top, right at the tippity top, just up here, is I have my Harry Potter villages. So up there, hopefully you can see, I have Diagon Alley leading into Hogsmeade. So I normally use them at Christmas and Halloween time, just so that they add that little bit of gorgeousness Now let's keep going, shall we? I have my Ravenclaw section here. I am trying to be a bit more picky in what I have. Some of them I've had since I was a child. For example, this wand right at the front here, my sister made for me. And then the next one down is my original Harry Potter books. And then I also have some Ray Dunn mugs, hence the mugs and stuff scattered throughout. I have my collector's edition cards in the box in the back there. And then I have my Hogwarts, just the front here, so cute, love it. And then I have my classic section. I have my anniversary edition, the Golden Trio. And I also have my illustrated editions and kind of tried to theme them together. So, you know, that's for that one, that's for that one, that's for that. Anyway, you get it. The next section down is my Honeydukes as well as Herbology section. And I'm sorry, what are you doing, Leaf? I'll just pick that off. And then down the bottom here, I have my potions section where I have my little potions class and all that from Make It Mini, and my book and other things. And then right down the bottom we have DVDs and a puzzle, and of course in the corner here we have my pumpkins. Okay, starting at the top, I have, these are fake books just in the corner here, and then I have my Nightmare Before Christmas, and then I have kind of my gothic horror, Edgar Allan Poe, Bram Stoker, Mary Shelley Frankenstein kind of section. And then of course my Beauty and the Beast section, which is just gorgeous, and I probably need to get a second shelf for that. The next one is I have my Hocus Pocus section. Now I'm kind of sad that the house with the front gate doesn't all fit, but it is what it is. I have my ladies in the back there with this gorgeous smelling pear candle and my Hocus Pocus backpack. And then I have my Lego bookstore, another plant. It's a real plant, by the way, for those ones. My TARDIS. I also then have my excess journals as well as pretty notebooks. I have my magic house that still lights up, hopefully. Oh, it does. Yay. And then I have some other journals. That's actually a tissue box. And then right down the bottom, we have some DVDs. I have some teacups and also some magic stuff. I believe you're a little wonky, but it is what it is. This is the Star Wars, Brandon Sanderson, Hobbit, everything section, Dune. This is my husband's side of the shelves. Notice he's only got one. I have a problem. Anyway, we do have a mix of different things on here, and I'm gonna go through them. So let's have a look. You're wondering where the dogs are. They're on the lounge. Odin's just there looking at me. We have a massive amount of blankets because it's really cold here right now. It actually snowed the other day just after the shed fell apart. And then you've got Poe here and a pile of blankets. And yes, they're mainly Oodies because they steal my Oodies. Hi, Oodie. Okay, let's do this. Starting at the tippity top again, we have the Acolyte pops at the back there. We have my husband's 3 lightsabers, and then we have a droid from one of the games. And then these are his books that aren't Star Wars are out here. So most of them he has read, I believe. He's not like me. He doesn't have a lot of TBRs. And then we've got my Star Wars bag. We also have Brandon Sanderson, which is his fave, and it's out of order, and that's slightly annoying me. And then we have the Hobbit section. Absolutely loved when they came out with the Hobbit pops because I just love pops. I'm a pop adult. And then we've got Dune mixed with Star Wars again. Everything's mixed with Star Wars. And then down the bottom we have more Lego. We've got to have more room for Lego, and we have Lego there too. And then right down the bottom here we also have more Lego, more art books, and sorry for the flickering, and then another Lego. Okay, that's the shelves out here. I'm going to count all the books now, and then we might go into my husband's office and see his shelves, because I think we should count every book in this house. What do you think? Okay, we have 65 out here. I'm not going to tell you the total, but I'm sure you can add up the numbers. I'll let you know at the end. Let's go into my husband's office now and see how many books he's got. my husband's. If you don't follow him, I'll leave it linked down below, but he does a lot of Star Wars content, obviously. I'm going to count these in the total because I think we should count all the books in the house, but that's me. If you hear humming in the background, that's his gigantic computer. But I'm not so much going to do a tour of this because that's up to him, but I am going to count the books. So let's do it, shall we? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Up and across, people. Up and across. You kind of get a mini tour anyway, so, you know. 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 41, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. The reason I'm not showing him as well is because he's sick, but anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. That's it. 53 on that one. Okay, the last place to film, sorry for the lack of transition for that one, is actually the romance section in my bedroom. I'm not going to show you the whole room, or maybe I will. I don't know. We did do it up, so I'm pretty happy with it. Sorry if the bed moves too. Odin's decided now is the time to go to the bed, so let me show you him actually. A little bit of a background information. Odin, what are you doing? So this is my fungi hoodie that Odin claims as his own, and they're his jumpers over there. That's probably why he wants them. Anyway, I have mushroom pillows. I did put up a shelf. We got bedside tables. Hi, oldie patody. Hi, you being a good boy? Yeah. And then Poe is on the ground chewing his toy. So we love that, don't we? Yeah. Okay, let's do a quick look over, shall we? Don't know why I set up the tripod. There was no use. I'm going to sit on the bed and count the books and show you, essentially. So sorry for the close-up of my face as well. These two, I swear, man. Anyway, let's look at it. You don't need to see my toilet. Okay, at the top here, I have my pin board that I've had for a very long time. I think it was originally from Our Crate, and it's just the square, and then I've put it on the stand. I've got ivy hidden everywhere. To make it nice. So I have a bookworm candle. We have the G Home. I'm not going to say what it is. We've got some pumpkin books. And then I have my short romantasy ones. And then I have my short paranormal romance, or it's actually paranormal historical romance apparently. And then the short ones. Next one down, I have pretty much all just romance books. Now, Book Lover in the corner is the exception where it's the hardback and it's bigger. The rest of them are smaller. Some of them are hardback, but anyway, I do have quite a bit of collection. I've tried to keep authors together. I've even got my Ali Hazelwood stack that is continuously growing. And then my Laura Gilmore section. Now I do have a pass that is Love on the Brain. It is a little bit damaged because it's a bit tacky, but like sticky tacky. I got it as I pre-ordered the book, and then I also have my Hannah Grace series, and then my cards that came with it. The next one down is more romance, so Tessa Bailey, Ashley Poston, Sarah Adams, that kind of thing. One of the Sarah Adams is not with the Sarah Adams, but anyway. And then I have my big stack here, which is just cute, of more Tessa Bailey and others. I have all my brooches in little categories here. And then right down the bottom, I have some journals, and then I have some more romance books. if I can get it to focus, there we go. More romance books. So they're kind of a mix. I've tried to keep authors together if I've got more than one, to make my life easier. And then we go into kind of alien smart. And then we also have Christmas in the bottom. I'm going to count these now. They should be the last books in the house, I believe. If there's any more, I will let you snorting or anything along those lines. That would be Odin and Poe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 79 books. Let's go wrap this baby up. Okay, lovely people. It's hard work doing a book tour. Right, we have finished. We've gone through all of the shelves in my house except for the plant ones. We're going to leave that. We're not counting the cookbooks. They're not counting. But the grand total of books in my house, not including cookbooks and not including the books that I pull apart for journaling, is 783. Now we are very close to being a library with 1,000 books. I think we need to go out and buy some more books now so that we can get to that 1,000 mark. So let's work out how many books I'm off. Because I'm an English teacher, I'm going to use a calculator. 217 books. We need 217 books. I think we can do that. I think we can do that easy by the end of the year. What do you guys think? Now, I'm not going to go through how many books are unread because no one needs to know that. A library collection is different to a reader. Now, I am a reader. I'm going to tell you that. But a collection, that's different. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this series. I've really enjoyed filming this and doing this as like a mini series. If you want to catch the other episodes in this series, I will leave them in the description down below. And I do also have a playlist, which is library organization, which is pretty much since I've started the channel-ish, all the way up to now that I keep them in there. So if you want to see more like this, I do have a whole playlist for you. Otherwise, it is time for you to go. I need to get out this garb, maybe take some photos because I'm feeling cute today. And yeah, start editing this series because it's a chonker. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed. Have a wonderful afternoon, morning, or night, wherever you are. I hope that you keep on reading, you keep the magic alive, and I'll see you next time you drop into my nearly there library. Bye. My husband's doing book photos. Can you tell? Anyway, let's do this. To make my life easier. Oh, I've got to turn this one on. That's got a minute. Or is it dead? Oh, it's dead. Okay, whatever. Which is meant to be for a cool prince. Oh, I wrecked it. 1 second. Note to self, don't move the cup. If it will let me. No, I'm going to have to squat. Okay, stop there. I have my candle that I just broke. I'm glad I'm putting bloopers in this thing. Where'd it go? I lost the wing. How could it go that far? In front of the back. Right. Note to self, don't touch the wings. Okay. Get it? Because anyway. I suck at counting. Okay.